Welcome to Deb's Thing. This is original design I decided to call Racing Stripe. It is not in one of my preview videos, but my reference number for it in my collection is 3SII. It is very similar to the butterfly wings that I just did, except I'm actually using the reverse side. You can see I did the double color here, and this one all black, and I placed the center, or actually looped it back a little different, and I really like the whole racing theme, like the racing stripe, and then these look like little tires, and then, you know, the fire for the red, although I didn't want, I was thinking of wheels on fire or something like that, except if you don't do it in red, then the fire thing doesn't make sense. So, for this demonstration, I will be using, for the red, I will be using white. The black is still going to be black, and the stripe up the middle is going to be what they call metallic silver, which I think is redundant because silver is metallic. So I think they could have just called it silver and that would be fine, but whatever. I don't know what happened here. Obviously that's a boo-boo, but it should look like this all the way up otherwise. And hopefully my demonstration will look like that. Before we get started, I just decided that I am going to change the color order. I believe I had said that the black was going to be white and the red was going to be, the red was going to be white and the black was going to stay the color it was. I just realized that the white coming up in here with a silver stripe, it might look really nice, but I think it'll stand out better if I switch the white and the black. So we are going to start with white around the edges. Black. I got myself all confused. Okay, we are going to place one band for the extension later on, and then we will go up each side with the black. So just go all the way up to here, and then to here, and then start on this side and do the same, bringing it from here to here. Now that we have the parameter banded, we will be doing the white in figure eights. I know it doesn't look quite like a figure eight because of the displacement of the middle peg, but it is a simple twist going either side. I always like to turn down, towards me to keep it consistent. It's the same banding method as my butterfly wings right here, although we will not be emphasizing this side for the top of the bracelet in Racing Stripe. Racing Stripe, Racing Stripes. It's probably be singular since it's only one stripe. So we will twist, oops, get that above the black band, and we will twist again. And we are going to do that all the way up. Make sure you push down the black so you don't place the white band over it. So right-handed, it'll look like this. And I guess
You'll kind of have to do like a backwards movement, unless you find an easier way. And from the left, of course, this side is going to be easier. And just have to do that. Just manipulate it in your fingers as you twist it, and it's pretty easy. Okay, so do that all the way up as far as you can, which will be from here to here, and then here to here. Okay, now we're done with the more difficult part of the band placement.
It's not hard, but it's a little more involved, having to twist them and then crisscross it. So here it is.
Now, the last step before we start looping is going to be taking
Our wonderful metallic silver, which I think
is going to look pretty nice once we have it done, because it's going to be set against black with white. I think it's, whoops, it's going to look pretty classy. And so, whoops, try to place them without getting them twisted if possible. I think it just makes a neater looking bracelet in the end. I'm really glad they came down on the price of these limited edition or special colored bands. If I remember right, you know, not only are they $300 per pack instead of $600, I believe they were like double the price of the $249. I think they were like $5.99, and so I stayed away from getting any for that much money for so few, you know. But when I saw them
at the $249 price, I grabbed me a few just to see what they were like. So here you have it. And since I placed the black down here for the extension, I'm probably the racing stripe. If you want to use the silver or this color all the way down, you can just lift these off and place that color band. But I don't want to use my silvers all the way, so we're just going to use black for now. Since I only have 300 and kind of been spending a little too much on rubber bands. Okay, here we go. Turn it around so that the arrow is pointing towards us. And we will start making notes here. Okay, this one is going to be looped up differently than the butterfly wings, and that is pretty much the only difference in this, because if you've done the butterfly wings, you will see that the band placement was the same, but you get something totally different if you just do a little bit of difference, make a little difference coming out. So we're going to place this one right here, because that's on the top, and then take each of these over to their home post. And this one, you know what, I'm going to back up a little bit here. I'm sorry. You don't have to do this, but I'm going to do it. I'm putting all the bands back on the original post. I just want all my silver bands to be same way. What I should have done was have you wait to put these end bands on last. Put this one on. And again, it's only on the edge, so you're not going to, really notice this. Let's see if I do this side first, because you have to think about looking at it from the other direction this way. Put the blacks back on.
and throw the cap back on. I'm sorry if I'm confusing any of you, but you could just, you know, pause the looping, you know, keep the looping the way you had it, and you know, the main thing will be fine. I just personally don't want this one band to look a little differently. So now that the blacks are on top, you are going to grab the left and the right, whichever one's on top, and bring them over to their home pegs. Now, because we will not be looping the middle row alternating with the sides as in the butterfly bracelet, butterfly wings rather, we can do this a little differently, more quickly. So we can just take this, we're taking it to the center, not to the home post, and just go up one side, then up the other side. It's more along the Henry Ford's production line assembly, and of course if you can do repetitive actions with this, it's going to be much quicker. So I'm going to be finishing looping it up to the center, not to its home post. I'm going to be going all the way up and then taking this one to the center post here, and then I'm going to do the same on this side. I'm just going to go up. Don't touch any of the silver or your center bands. And this is definitely the quickest, most productive use of your time to loop it this way. I mean, you can go left, right, but it's really no need of it. So we will loop all this all the way up, and then you will take this band right here to the center post. We are now on the home stretch. This is the loom. We have all the looping done except for the center row, and this is just very easily reached down, and the reason I changed it was so that I had it sequential, with this being on top of the black instead of the black being on the top. But you know, I told you not to worry about it too much because it is on the very end. So we're just going to quickly, or you might quickly, I just put lotion on my hands and it's slippery. You just grab the silver one and pull it straight up. We're just going to do this all the way up, and then we will put on the extension. I'll show it one more time, but you know, it's the basic. So I'm going to be going a little slow at this until the lotion soaks in. This is the loom with the silver or center row of bands looped up to the last post. Now, since we have this first extension band in, all we have to do is reach in, grab it, and then put the other half of the band on. I will be placing an additional 4 on this side and then 4 on the other side, since I consider the cap as part of the extension. I turn the hook upside down, or pointing down, and gently pull the new band through, turn the hook upside up, drop the other half of the band. This is something that I found awkward when I first started doing it, but I just went slow, kept the band that I was pulling through lax, so there's some slack on it, so it could pull easily through. So you can count 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to do one more, and then I place the clip on at this point to prevent
any accidental slipping off the hook and
becoming unraveled. I take the band or fingers to stretch the band out and then pop the clip on.
if you have this nice and taut, it goes on.
Very, very simply. Now we will take it off the loom. You know, I'm going to use, my hands are still slippery and a little tender, so I'm going to use
a very inexpensive crochet hook, a metal.
Smooth end, the non-hooked end. Just makes it really great. If you can't use your fingers, don't want to just pull it all out. I have a feeling this is going to be a very handsome looking bracelet. So this takes a little while longer than the, quick rip. Center, there's not really any tension. I just like to use my finger to guide it off so it doesn't unnecessarily stretch any of the bands. There you have it. Yeah, I like that. That's pretty cool. Okay, yeah, I think it looks better having the black to set apart the white and the silver. Now we are going to finish this off. You're going to attach the rest of the extension, and I'll be using 4. I don't think I mentioned I have on this tape, on this video, that I have a 6 1/4 inch wrist, so it's fairly small, and using a total of 10 bands, counting the cap, which I place now on this last post that a band is on. It seems to be a good average. Some of the tighter weaved bracelets are, just reach in and just quickly loop up the extension. And some of the tighter weaved bracelets just fit. Some of the looser ones, like I think this one,
it's got a lot of looseness to it.
It will be a little loose on my wrist, but unless you have a large wrist, it should be okay. I mean, you can always add a couple extras, right?
Especially if you might be giving it away as a gift.
And you can always take the extras on, the extra bands off later on. So this is what it looks like, and if you look at it from this side, though it's solid color, it is still the, where's the line? It still looks the same on this side, but because this looks so cool on this direction, on this side of the bracelet, this is how I am displaying it. I really like this. That looks very sleek. So there you have it. Racing stripe, original design.
And if you like it, please feel free to share it with your friends. And if you'd like to see more of my original designs, make sure to subscribe to Deb's Thing. Okay, yes, see here, this was just a mistake. Grabbed the band wrong or something, but you can see how nicely it goes all the way up. So if you did not, fix the bands the way I did, right here, the blacks would be on top, and then it would be consistent all the way through, but you're not going to really see that because it's going to be on the underside of your wrist. So no worries. Sorry for the confusion there. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.